My name is Hannah Gray, and this is my lesson plan for Advanced Teaching and Assessment for the MAT program at UAM. I will be starting my year teaching at McGee High School in McGee School District, 9th grade English, and my subject is literacy. The first section is learning objectives. I have my two Common Core state standards, the one for literacy and the one for debate, which is the one that I chose. Now the literacy standard, the objective for it is the second half of the objective for my lesson, which is making inferences from the main idea of a text. And then the objective for my debate is that the learner will be able to analyze textual evidence that supports the main idea of a text. Why have I chosen this objective? I feel that it is important for students to be able to support sides of a text by using other texts as evidence, and they should learn how to show why they think what they think and feel what they feel. So if I'm standing up there and I tell them I agree with something and they agree with me, I want them to be able to tell me why. I don't want them to just say that they agree or disagree, but why do they feel the way that they feel? And I feel like this lesson will sort of help them do that. Section 2, Student Grouping. How will I group my students for instruction? On an everyday basis, my classroom desks will be set up in groups of 4 or 5. After going through reading the text, which isn't necessarily a book, but maybe an article or something I've given them, which students will do at home every day, the groups will decide which side of the text they agree with the most, and research within other given texts that I give them to support their claims. Why have I chosen this grouping? There will be 4 to 5 students within the group, making about 4 groups, so each student will be able to not only see the differences between the points of views of the main ideas in the text, but the differences between the points of views of their classmates. So while reading, they'll see the differences in the points of views of what's going on and what they're reading, but when they come back and everyone's done reading and they start to discuss why they feel the way they feel, they'll see that their classmates may not feel the same way, but after researching, they'll be able to see why their classmates don't feel the same way. Section 3, Methods and Instructional Strategies. What teaching method will I use for this lesson? The first one will be small groups. Students will discuss within the groups what they feel they agree with the most. And then the reading assignments, students will read the main text over time, find the main idea they agree with the most, and find supporting text themselves. The text I will help them get. I can tell them where they can get a text, or I'll give them another form of article that can back up what they're reading if they tell me they agree with a certain thing the most. But they will find within the text themselves the evidence that they're going to use to back up their claims. Why have I chosen these methods? The small group method I chose because students, I feel, tend to do better within a group of their peers instead of just answering questions that are given by a teacher. So instead of just me being up at the front asking questions, them raising their hand and answering it, this is a way for them to be able to discuss with each other. They'll get to, kind of debate back and forth why they feel the way they feel and what their opinions are and why they're different. Reading assignments. Students can read on their own time while learning other classwork in the classroom and can research with help from their peers with works of research or places to research given by me, like I said earlier. Students will be able to read on their own time, yes, because the articles won't necessarily be long, but they'll be long enough to have, 2 different main ideas, and we can take as much time as I feel like they need to be able to read it, and we'll be able to do other classwork that they may need to know at the same time. So while they're reading at home and trying to find the main ideas they like, we'll also be doing other classwork and learning other lessons. So these are the first 3 sections that I finished for my lesson plan for literacy and debate.